It's time now for the Peter Chill Late Night News for this Friday night, February 27th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. Late Night Newscast, and our times are at 11:30 p.m. Tonight is... After a dramatic and chaotic day of votes, Congress late Friday approved a stopgap bill to keep money flowing up to the Homeland Security Department past the midnight deadline and a partial agency shutdown for Congress is no closer to a long-term deal. David Cameron has defended the work of the security service over why Mohammed Emrazi, known as Jihadi John, was able to leave the UK for Syria. A top political nemesis of President Vladimir Putin was shot and killed early Saturday in central Moscow, as Russian police said, one day before an opposition rally was scheduled to take place. Leonard Nimoy will be remembered for more than his iconic Star Trek role as a fan-favorite actor who died at age 83 on Friday. Is best known for playing Mr. Spock in all 3 seasons of the original Star Trek series in the 1960s. The Cleveland Browns have yet another new quarterback, and this one is familiar last name Josh McCown, who went 1-10 as Tampa Bay's starter last season and agreed to terms on a 3-year contract with Cleveland on Friday. Huber said Friday that a database contained the names of driver's license number 50,000 in this driver's was breached in May. Mr. Gomez, leader of the Knights Templar drug cartel, was arrested in Morelia in Michoacan State without a shot fired. He was taken to Mexico City, where he was paraded before television cameras before being flown by helicopter to Mexican security prison. The United States and Cuba opened a second round of talks Friday on restoring diplomatic relations more than 50 years after breaking off its ties. In Dhaka, hundreds of protesters rallied in Dhaka on Friday to denounce the murder of a prominent American blogger of Bangladesh who were hacked to death with machetes after he allegedly received threats from Islamists. The trial of Boston Marathon bombing suspect Joe Harstoner can stay in Massachusetts at federal appeals court ruled Friday, a 3-judge panel of the first U.S. court. While Georgia prepares to execute a woman next week, a Newton County judge signed a warrant Friday setting another lethal injection as soon as 8 days later. A man armed with a handgun went on a house-to-house shooting spree in a rural Missouri town, killing some relatives and neighbors before taking his own life, officials said on Friday. Indian Governor Mike Pence tells weakness around the mule, he said at the Conservative Political Action Conference. Stocks fell Friday as the Nasdaq failed to hit the 5,000 mark again, but markets still managed to post strong gains for the month. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 81.72 points or at 0.5% to close at 18,132.70, and the Standard & Poor's 500 index fell 6.24. In local activists in western Massachusetts town of Hadley say that Walmart wage increase a step in the right direction. The Federal Reserve's Vice Chairman Stanley Fischer said that it was a time for a central bank to bring a little more mystery to its relationship with the financial markets, suggested on Friday that the post-crisis era of a detailed guidance was drawing to a close. In Washington, the U.S. economy slowed much more sharply in the final 3 months of the year. Then, initial estimates reflected weaker business, stockpile, and a larger trade deficit. Robert Bob Benoshi, who has pulled the world's largest insurance company back from the brink in the wake of the financial crisis, has died at the age of 70. The Hyperloop, just an idea in the mind of Elon Musk 2 years ago, is moving closer to becoming a reality as Hyperloop Transportation Technologies has signed an agreement with a developer in Central California to build a 5-mile Hyperloop line in an area. Lupita Nyong'o's stolen Oscar dress has been returned to the scene of the crime as what might become one of the Hollywood's weirdest heists. E! News confirmed that the custom Calvin Klein collection dress made of over 6,000 pearls. Kelly Osbourne is exiting Fashion Police days after complaining about co-host Gianna Rent 6 comments on Zendaya's dreadlocks. Jennifer Lawrence steps out of the Back Bay in Boston after a very long day night filming her new flick, Joy, as J-Law denies Boston sets back with director. HBO has revealed a new key art for Game of Thrones Season 5, giving a hint. Canon Life exists as typed in a group of researchers from the Cornell University has successfully created a blueprint of life, not as we know it, a model of life that could thrive in Titan's chilly liquid methane ocean and flourish. That started as a flaming major hole. Astronomers have discovered a black hole with a mass 12 billion times then to the sun that appears to have reached that size when the universe is much less than 1 billion years old, which creates a puzzle. Strange Britons imported what about 8,000 years ago and then surprised the sign of sophistication for a primitive hunter-gatherer's long fuel is isolated from European agriculture, study showed on Thursday. An impressive set of satellite images from NASA's Earth Observatory has revealed a great deal regarding the surface of Earth. The Earth Observatory has collected images from a segment in 15 years, and it all shows just how much impact we're having on Earth. In Geneva, World Health Organization said today that more than 1 billion young people are at risk of hearing loss by listening to loud music. Conference has raged for nearly 30 years as whether the symptoms of chronic fatigue syndrome are real or not, all in the mind. Now a study shows that condition, also known as myalgic encephalitis or ME, does trigger a distinctive immune response. In New England, Insular here at 11:35 here. A fire in Wakefield at 231 Lowell Street. And in Stoneham, Massachusetts, Fellsway westbound accident in a friendly's motor vehicle accident with a trapping. Records in the box, 5 pages for EMS. And in South Orange, New Jersey Diagnostics work for fire 33 Warren Court, a fire on the first floor of a 2.5-story dwelling and 2 lines stretched in operation. Mutual aid to the scene and cover. Peter Chillin News Time, 11:36. Time now for sports. Both the local teams came out victorious. First of all, the Boston Bruins came out victorious at a 3-2 overtime victory over New Jersey Devils down in New Jersey on Ryan Spooner's overtime goal, his first in his NHL career, as the Bruins then improved their record to 30-22-9 with 69 points, as they are 4 points ahead of the Florida Panthers for the final wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Here, next up for the Boston Bruins, they'll be at the TD going for a 5:30 p.m. game tomorrow evening against the Arizona Coyotes. Meanwhile, the Celtics defeated the Charlotte Hornets 106-98 behind Isaiah Thomas's 28 points. Next up for the Seas, there'll be a tough one in the 1st of March on the Sunday evening as they take on the best in the league, the Golden State Warriors. As the Golden State Warriors have a 44-11 record. So the Celtics are going to have their hands full on Sunday with the Golden State Warriors. Okay, take a look at the other scores by the NHL. 9:21 left, second period in the battle of the I-5. It's LA Kings leading the Anaheim Ducks 2-0 here. Carolina Hurricanes blanked the Washington Capitals 3-0. New York Islanders over the Calgary Flames 2-1. Tampa Bay Lightning blanked the Chicago Blackhawks 4-0, and Colorado Avalanche edged at the Dallas Stars 5-4. In the NBA scores, 4-6 left in the second quarter. Milwaukee Bucks lead the Los Angeles Lakers 37-36. Oklahoma City Thunder leading the Portland Trail Blazers 47-37 with 4:56 left in the second quarter, and San Antonio Spurs lead the Sacramento Kings 55-50. Philadelphia 76ers over the Washington Wizards 89-81. Indiana Pacers over the Cleveland Cavaliers 93-86. New York Knicks over the Detroit Pistons 121-115. Golden State Warriors over the Toronto Raptors 113-89. Atlanta Hawks over the Orlando Magic 95-88. It is non-Pelicans over the Miami Heat 104-102. Houston Rockets over the Brooklyn Nets 102-98. Chicago Bulls over Minnesota Timberwolves 96-89. Los Angeles Clippers over the Memphis Grizzlies 97-79. And the Utah Jazz over the Denver Nuggets 104-82. Peter Chellender's time is now 11:38 here on this Friday night. And it's time now for a travel report here on this late Friday night here, and looking at the maps, and it's smooth sailing highways, byways in New England, and a few slow spots here in downtown Boston here. As we take a look, Southeast Expressway on the southbound side is backed up from Mass Avenue down to Southampton Street due to an accident on the Southeast Expressway on Frontage Road, so expect some delays here. And Tiffany Hill Tunnel on the northbound side, and it's backed up from the Pike all the way down to Store Drive. And 93 on the northbound side is backed up from Route 1 in Charlestown all the way down for Route 20 in Somerville here. And the Mass Pike on the eastbound side is backed up around the Logan Airport around Route 1A, slow from the Pike all the way down to Route 145 in East Boston here. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute on around the highways, byways in New England there. And take a look at the MBTA service alerts here. Red Line experiencing minor delays due to switch problem. And all Silver Line bus routes experiencing minor delays due to heavy traffic here. Peter Chill News Times, now 11:40. Time now for a weather report here. For overnight, clear skies with a low around 8 below, light northwest wind. For Saturday, sun sky about 31 degrees, wind chill about lows 8 below, light and variable wind. Saturday night, mostly clear skies, low about 5 above, calm wind. For Sunday, chance of snow mainly after 4 p.m. Increased clouds with a high near 31 degrees, calm wind becoming southwest bound 5 to 7 miles by in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New circulation of less than an inch possible. For Sunday night, snow mainly before 4 a.m. Low around 25 degrees. South wind about 3 to 6 miles by chance of precipitation is 80%. For Monday, chance of snow mainly before 8 a.m. Part to sun sky about 37 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Monday night, mostly clear sky, low about 12 above. For Tuesday, mostly sun sky about 31 degrees. Tuesday night, rain, snow, freeze, rain, and sleet likely cloud sky with low end 23 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Wednesday, rain likely cloud sky about 45 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 6%. With that, a chance of rain and snow, mostly cloud sky, low about 31 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 50%. For Thursday, chance of rain and snow showers, part sun sky about 37 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 40%. For that, part cloud sky, low about 13 degrees. For Friday, mostly cloud sky about 27 degrees. North temperature sitting at 2 degrees with fair skies. And that's me for the Peter Chill Late Night News on this February 27, 2015 on a late Friday night. P.O.C. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good night.